so you can have my trash.
No, thank you.
Oh, I've totally not updated the stream titles, so whatever the YouTube and Twitch says, it's probably outdated. But whatever, I forgot to do it.
Venison, have my trash. You can have my trash.
Oh no,
There we go.
the title for this week is Lulu has a rant, but Lulu doesn't have a rant. So we'll just change the title to Lulu doesn't have a rant, and that's this week's topic.
Okay, sounds good.
There we go. Now let's see if we can fix it on the YouTube side.
Unless
I don't have a rant.
Unless Venison does something stupid.
I can rant, but I don't feel like ranting. I feel like smoking and eating my chicken strips and my honeydew melon.
I don't feel like much of anything either. I just found out that an assistance program scams you. PIPP. Oh my God! What a setup.
What happened?
How? What?
This is, I found out today after I called them because I got a weird electric bill. It said I owe them $50. But wait, isn't PIP paying you $79? Every month? And it's like, no. It turns out that's $39 calculated from my income and all like that. They put that in the slot and deduct any credits, and they put an amount up there in the bill window, which I gotta pay. I gotta pay $50 now. It's like
that's because they're going off your they're going off of your income. You might want to see if there's other assistant programs.
So how much was it before you signed up for this program? Was it less than $50, and now your bill is higher, or?
Yeah, they're saying I gotta pay $79 a month. Even though my bill, mine is not as except in wintertime, averages about $60 to $70 a month. With many $50.
Well, that sounds like a scam to me. And speaking of scams, we got the big scam that we play on the People here every week on Monday at 8 p.m. It's a scam where we find the volume control. There it is. No, it's everyone's favorite weekly scam, and we call it...
Insert title here.
The show that changes title so often, we put a placeholder in. We don't change the quality, we just change the title. Except I think we've been calling ourselves
Insert title here
for a number of years, but every now and then we fill something into that. But this week we're just plain and simple.
Insert title here.
But I tell you, we got to talk about these trains.
Trains?
Yes.
Yeah, there's your rant.
The planes are perfectly fine. Yeah. I have never been in a plane crash, although I did have a plane once that was so delayed that they I missed a movie that I gave myself like 3 extra hours to be able to make in time. So way to go Southwest on that nice 5-hour delay. But other than that. And automobiles, well, hey, I like driving my car. No problems there. But the trains, man. The trains. Okay. So every morning, my alarm goes off at 6:55. I put on some pants. I toss a salad. I go out the door. And so, wait a minute.
Ew.
That's
I don't want to know that. Thank you.
No, literally, bago salad with the romaine lettuce and the shredded carrots and the pieces of cabbage there. I throw that into a container. I have some grilled chicken I throw on top of that. I have some shredded cheddar I throw on top of that. I toss it up. I put a lid on it. I throw it in my backpack. I throw in a few hard-boiled eggs for some breakfast when I get to my desk, and I'm out the door. So I'm up at 6:55. I'm out the door at 7:15, and then Venison chokes to death.
Well, that's nothing new.
And sure you do.
And out the door 7:15, and I walk down the block to the train station to catch the 7:33 train out of Attleboro towards Boston. And you always know it's going to be an interesting day when you're approaching the train station and there's already a parked train at the station, because the trains don't get there early. So if the train's there before you're expecting the train there, that means that's the previous train running late. But that's not always been a problem. Sometimes the previous train running late doesn't mean that your train's running late too. It just means that you're going to have two trains that are very close to each other, which means that you're going to have a lot more free seats on your train because a lot of people got on that train that got there early enough to catch the late train. No, but this was different. The train was stationary. It was not moving. And we get in there and we're like, this ain't the 7:33. Like, nope, it's the 7:12. We're having a mechanical problems or mechanical issues. And we said, you mean it's broken? And the guy said, no, we don't use that word. We're not allowed to say that word. We're having mechanical issues.
You mean it's broken?
Yeah. Damn train's broken down is what's going on there. Attleboro Station is one of these stations that's at a spot in the tracks where there's 4 train tracks. That way the Amtrak Accelerate could just go blasting right through there and go past any trains during that stretch of railroad. So So the 712 is so broken down that they got to get another train to pull it. And so they said, we're getting help. We're going to get pulled by a next train. I figure, okay, the 733 is going to come up, and it's going to back up, and it's attached. It's going to pull it. So sure enough, the 733 blows right past us. And the 733 keeps on going without me. My train was on time, but I wasn't on it because it couldn't stop at my station because this damn broken down 712 train was blocking my station. So it was the next train after the 733 train that attached and pulled us. I don't know why they did that to make us even later. I normally get to work at around 8:45. I didn't get to work till 10. And this is a Monday morning, meaning, they had over the weekend, the trains are running much less frequently. They have more time available to look them over, do some maintenance. Why are these trains not getting maintained? These trains are breaking down all the fucking time. Someone is not doing their job. They are not maintaining these trains.
Well, of course not.
And yeah. And it was a Monday. You have to expect everything is said about Monday. It sucked.
So there you go. It's just ridiculous.
Maybe they don't have any people to work on the trains.
They recently raised the fares. And let me tell you, the quality of service is shit. So the MBTA has a lot of damn nerve raising their rates with the quality of service they're providing. I mean,
they got to play catch up.
Where the fuck is the money going that we've been giving them for years? Because train tickets ain't cheap.
Apparently, it wasn't enough. Now they got raised the rates again to pay off all the other shit they're behind from the previous.
At this point, let me tell you something. If I was in any position of power in this state, because I don't know how that works, but I do know a lot of people like to include the governor on tweets that are bitching about the MBTA. At some point, someone needs to go in and basically say, this is unacceptable. These numbers need to improve by this much by this date, or you're all fired.
Well, why don't you run for mayor or something?
Ain't no
I
one.
was caught one
Have you
night
heard some of the shit I've
drinking.
said on this show? I could never run for public office.
Definitely not.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can run. I can't win, but I can run.
You never know. Maybe you can win. There might be like-minded people.
Actually, there's two reasons I wouldn't run for office. One, I'd probably lose. Two, I might win, and then I'd have to actually do something. And I don't know.
Yeah, you can work on the train station.
I can work on. There we go. Say what you will about Mussolini, but the trains ran on time. You know.
Exactly.
There we go.
Mussolini.
Say what you will about Hitler. The trains ran on time.
Oh God, what this country be like? Oh, you ranting, almost all the time about this company, this app, this operating system.
Well, you should have heard me yelling at my TV today. Although this was funny. Actually, Kristen was laughing her ass off at this. And
You decimate the tech stocks.
anyways, there's this guy on YouTube that's trying to be entertaining, kind of like me. And he's not all that
But
successful
failing
at it.
even more.
Kind of like me. Well, no, he's doing like, techie kind of. So this morning I was flipping through YouTube things on my phone while waiting for the train to fucking move, and this guy basically did a video where he would start with by setting up a Windows 1.0 virtual machine and upgrade it to Windows 2.0 and then upgrade it to Windows 3.0 and then upgrade it to Windows 95 and see if he could go through the chain of updates to update it all the way up to Windows 10. Now, the streaming title said that he updates it all the way to Windows 10. When he got to Windows 7, he ran into problems and he couldn't get the 10 update to go. So he's like, no, sorry, it couldn't work, ran into problems. But hey, we got all the way up to 7. And it's like, but that's not what your title said. The title of the video said you were going to get up to 10, and then you only got up to 7. That is not 10. I've seen videos of people doing this up to 7 years ago. You just maybe sit through all this to find out that there's nothing new here, except that you can still open Reversey. Although I think by 7 you can't open Reversey. And so that was disappointment number one. So I get home. I'm eating dinner. And, I don't watch All My Children on Monday because I don't have, I got to eat quick and get ready for show. So I just throw up something, fun or entertaining on YouTube. So I pull up YouTube, and because I watch one of these guys' videos, it now recommends more of these guys' videos to me.
Oh, of course.
And I'm like, all right, we'll give this guy another chance, because the video was basically installing a virtual machine inside of a virtual machine inside of a virtual machine type of nested virtual machine. I'm like, okay, that could be fun. That could be fun. That's kind of interesting, the idea of how deep can you go with the virtual machines. So I pull it up, and the idea started was that he's got a virtual 7 machine in VirtualBox, which he's, doing his experiments in. And he was doing something with XP mode, because remember, Windows 7 had the XP mode that would run like a virtual XP desktop, but it would interact with the operating system pretty smoothly, so you could make virtual apps that look like they run seamlessly in 7, even though they're running on an XP virtual machine in the background. That was kind of cool. And so someone suggested to him, well, you should try to install another virtual machine in XP mode. Well, first of all, XP mode is not as good of a virtual machine as VirtualBox. But okay, all right, this is an interesting concept. So he installs another version of VirtualBox on XP mode, so that he's going to put a Windows ME machine in there. And then he said if he gets that to work, he's going to try to build another VirtualBox within the Windows ME environment and see if he can put Windows 98 in there. So he's running a virtual Windows 7 machine that has the virtual Windows XP mode that he's going to try to install VirtualBox at Windows ME. So that's fun. That's fun. But then
disaster waiting to happen.
So he tries to set up the Windows ME VirtualBox to have he tries to set it up to have a certain amount, or like 128 128 megs of he tries to set up with 128 megs of RAM. And speaking of merge it. And speaking of 128 megs of RAM, we got
128.
We got 128 years of experience on the phone here with us.
Oh my.
Between me and Venison and Lulu and Johnny?
No, that was all you.
No, I don't have that much experience.
I give little to none.
I was Dune on the line.
No. I was just saying you're old. That's all. That was how I could make that transition work, because I always say, speaking of...
No. Brian isn't old. Venison is old.
Oh, that's true.
He's real close.
No.
Are you older than me?
Venison.
I think that debate's still open.
Venison is ancient.
Yes, he was around when they made the pyramids.
No, before that. He was around when Stonehenge was created.
No, I was around to change Methuselah's diapers.
Oh, God.
Oh.
He even said so! Oh!
Now you know it's true.
There you go. Oh, I didn't want to know that.
Anyways.
He was around when the gods were created.
So let me just get to why I was yelling at my TV, because basically this guy tries to create a virtual a virtual box machine to install Windows ME on in his XP mode machine that's running on his Virtual 7 machine, and XP mode only sets it up with 256 megs of RAM, and so he wanted to up that to a gig of RAM, and he found that he couldn't do it because he couldn't figure out how to shut down the XP mode machine, because when he hit the start menu, it only gave you the option to like hibernate it. It didn't give you the option to shut it down. And so I oftentimes will try to give helpful advice to the people on my TV, even though it's not live and they can't hear me. And I said, open up the command prompt and use the shutdown command. And wouldn't you know it, he didn't listen to me. And he kept going. He kept going on for 10 fucking minutes about how there's no way to shut down the XP mode machine because it just runs in the background all the time. I guess they designed it so that you can never shut it down. So I don't know how I'm going to update the setting. He's trying to edit text documents, and it's like, open a command line and run the shutdown command. I was getting pissed off at this guy. He never figured it out. He never got the machine up to a gig of RAM because he could never figure out how to shut it down and properly edit the settings without it being hibernated. It's like, dude, command prompt, shutdown space -S, enter, and the machine shuts down. I know this. I have done this many times. Many times.
We could all together recite the commands, right? We'll have to rehearse it at least once. Open up the command window, right? We got that first line.
Open up the command window, type shutdown space -S, press enter.
Boom.
Yeah.
And the machine will shut down, even though there's no shutdown option in the start menu. It's still an XP machine. It'll respond to that command. I know this because I have done this many times.
And Google would even tell you that.
Yes. Mind you.
So I put an icon on all of my machines that is a lock machine mode button, right? And all it does is hit the command stream with a locked fucking computer. And I got that from Google.
Yeah.
None of this stuff is hard.
No, of course not. No.
Oh, the other part that was excellent about this, at some point when he's trying to figure out how to shut down the Windows XP machine, or he's trying to edit the things, he has a settings window open. In the settings window is this line with a highlighted link that says, how do I shut down XP mode? So that you can click there and it'll tell you how. And he had that window open like 5 fucking times in this.
Oh boy. My favorite
Wow.
thing in Windows 10 is how the hell do you get to the screensaver settings?
In what? In Windows.
Just in Windows.
And
Windows 10. What you have to do is bring up the control panel, and then there's a space to search for something, and you say screensaver, and then, oh, there it is. It's not on the screen where you've got all those other settings have to do with the display, where it used to be. I don't know where the thing really is, but when you search for it, it says, oh, here it is.
I haven't set a screensaver in so long because I just set the machine to sleep when I want it to sleep. I kind of gave up on screensavers.
See, I use that rather than sleep. I don't want sleep is dangerous. I want the computer to be working.
Well, you can set the screen to turn off rather than it go to a full sleep. Yeah, in the power setting, because you set it to turn display off, which is
but that's also different.
Which is better than a screensaver because you're saving
what
power.
What I'm doing is I've installed Boink that runs these different projects, and the default is to set the Boink screensaver on, and I don't want to see that stuff.
Brian,
So
here's
I
one
want to
for
put
you.
it to something simpler. Right.
Brian, here's the one for you. Sachs Marine Aquarium. That's a cool screensaver.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's
That's
always
what I used to use. That's what I used to use is an aquarium screensaver.
There.
But not anymore because whatever.
Whatever.
It got left behind.
Aw.
Of course, you're still on Windows 95, right?
Don't I? Yeah, right. Don't I wish? Nope. Windows XP. Yay!
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Except currently I'm on the 7 laptop.
Right.
Here's something to talk about because this is actually getting kind of boring. There you go.
Oh, we were nerding out too much on you?
That's
Yeah.
I do have.
See, that's why we need you. We don't want to get boring, so we need someone to say, "Hey."
Oh, speak for yourself.
Talk about
I
something
live for
different.
boredom. Okay, here we go.
Well, we already knew that.
I don't. I'm already in the middle of it, and I hate it.
All right.
I can't wait till we get to Dollar Bin Special time.
Here we go. Cat
No.
put in solitary confinement for freeing other cats from Texas shelter. Oh, this cat's a hero, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Say that again.
Cat put in solitary confinement for freeing other cats from a Texas shelter. Wait, aren't cats usually kept each in their own compartment?
No, not always.
Okay.
So this cat figured out how to open up the cage.
A sneaky feline from Texas was put in solitary confinement because he kept freeing his cat friends from the shelter. Quilty the cat was not very happy about being contained at the shelter in Houston, and his reactions to the situation received a lot of attention on social media. Quilty will not be contained, and he has no shame. Basically, Quilty's a cat, I think is what you... Friends for
Sure.
Life Animal Rescue and Adoption wrote on Facebook, Quilty loves to let cats out of the senior room repeatedly, several times a day. The measure was necessary for the shelter after security camera footage showed the 6-year-old cat jumping up and pulling the handle down on the cat room door. Staff said they would arrive in the morning and had to wrangle over a dozen cats who had escaped overnight. Photos show the culprit pouting near the glass, serving time for his crimes, while the shelter Quilty-proofed the cat room.
Oh boy, a lot of the news media picked this up.
It was a slow
So you've
news
got
day.
CBS News, yeah. You got Insider.com, you got Time.com, you got KnowYourMeme.com.
Know your meme.
Yeah.
Quilty the
what's-
cat is Master Escape. I Heart Cats Real.com. Oh, awesome.
So what's the deal with
The Daily Mail.
What's the deal with this meme of like Real Housewives screaming followed by a cat with the mouth open meme? Has people seen this meme where it's like Real Housewives are arguing with a cat?
Oh, okay, that one. Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Yeah,
I can't recall
they're,
that one.
they're kind of funny, but I don't know if I understand the reference. I just know that it's funny the things they fight over. Let's see if I can find some of them.
Some of them were great.
No,
I saw one about Star Wars. They were making fun of Star Wars, and someone actually drew it.
Well, usually it has to
well,
do
that's
like
easy to do.
Oftentimes it has to do with like interpreting a license plate or something like that. You know, which usually the cat's got it right. If I can find them. For example, like someone wrote 59 out of 59 on a test, but it actually looks like the word salsa. So it's like the Real House are yelling 59/59. The cat's saying salsa. Let's see.
Boy, the chat on Skype just sucks. Lulu sent us a link through, right? On Skype, Lulu?
Yeah, they're all on Skype.
And I don't see those.
Well, they should have gone to the group chat.
They're all in the group chat.
Yeah. First, you got to. All right, let me back out of it. So, I just took a picture, and I don't know why.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, first you got to hit like the 3 lines in the top left corner, and that shows you but that's not the right one. And then you got the chat bubble in the bottom right, which then brings in something on the right side.
And then you have to get the right call.
Oh,
because it's attached.
Did I
to
send
the
a picture to the chat by clicking that button?
Yes, you did.
Why is there a button to send a picture capture of the I
don't know. You just decided to send one.
I didn't decide to send one. I clicked a button that decided to send one, and there's no reason for that button. Why would you ever want to do that? Okay. All right. Enough about trying to describe memes verbally. Wow, that is one big used tampon. My first thought was, oh, big glasses of wine. And then I realized, no, that's not what I'm looking at.
No, you're looking at the world's first vagina museum.
World's first vagina museum to open in London. Muffbusters exhibition. Muffbusters?
I guess it's about time, huh?
Begins in Camden in hope of tackling myths on taboo body parts. In a bright indoor space in Camden Stables Market, a giant tampon is flanked by giant menstrual cups. Illustrations of female genitalia are dotted around the walls, and some underwear is in a glass case.
So who wanted to get away from talking about Windows 95? Venison?
No.
You know,
I did, bitch.
Let's see. We have 2 options here. We could talk about Windows 95, or we could talk about menstruating vaginas. So
There's
obviously,
also the York, Maine man. Let's see. There's also this one. Clocked driving 126 miles per hour on I-95, which was 65 mile per hour zone. I thought that one was related to you, Gators, because you always bitch about
I've done that.
Going to work late. And then there's also the father arrested after son 5 brings heroin to school and says tasting it turns him into Spider-Man.
See, that's how that works.
Yeah. This is the world's first vagina museum dedicated to gynecological anatomy, which opens this weekend in Northwest London. Hey,
Yeah, I want to hear you talk about this.
can we all get plane tickets to go out there, check this out?
Menstruating vaginas.
The museum exists thanks to a public fundraising drive with more than 1,000 people collectively donating almost 50,000 pounds of menstrual blood. No, 50,000 pounds cash. The director, Florence Schechter, says her motivation behind setting up the space was simple. I discovered there was a penis museum in Iceland, but no vagina equivalent anywhere else, so I decided to make one. She says, Iceland's the worst place for a penis museum. Significant shrinkage. Come on. Hawaii.
That's right. Who thought of that?
Find a nice warm place for the penis museum. Iceland's good for the nipple museum. When asked more about her motivation, she adds with a smile, I just love the vag. I am a bisexual woman. Oh, damn it. Someone's going to isolate that now.
Yes.
Hope
Yes,
so.
they are.
Yeah.
And take it out of context, of course.
Why else would you?
Where do you put your archives?
My encrypted hard drive. The first exhibition, which will run until the end of February, is called Muff Busters, Vagina Myths and How to Fight Them. It looks at misconceptions that surround gynecological anatomy, including cleanliness, appearance, periods, sex, and contraception. Just under 50% of the world's population has one. Most of us came into the world through one. Yet vaginas and the rest of the gynecological anatomy are still a taboo subject, a poster in the exhibition reads. The poster also quotes a YouGov survey in March, which found that more than half of the British public surveyed could not describe the function or visibly identify the vagina, the labia, or the urethra. Clearly, these people didn't have any. What? How do you not identify those? Or the function? I thought this was pretty common sense stuff here.
Nope.
Oh well. Anyways, so yeah. Apparently, there's lots of pictures of the big tampon. There's pictures of different products that could be used. So yeah, it should be an exciting exhibition. So if you're in the London area, I recommend checking it out.
Here's another one for you.
Okay. Well, I do have. I actually got to talk about my new. Well, not my new hobby, but my new adventure into my hobby.
Oh God.
Well, oftentimes I've kind of had this running trend of buying stuff that I'm totally going to fix up once I get around to it and never, actually fixing it up because,
Don't you always have that?
Yeah, I
How
always...
is that a new hobby?
Well, I actually started fixing something up this past weekend. So, I found a good starting point. I picked up the first 45 player. Well, the model, the first RCA, the first 45 player model that was released, and I picked it up for probably $10 or $15 at a flea market, and I just bought about $100 worth of parts for it. So,
and watch, people. He's going to rant and rave about it in the next couple of weeks because it's not going to work and he doesn't know how to fix it. And the people he watches on YouTube don't know how to fix it and he's going to yell at them.
No.
Over TV.
No. This guy on YouTube knows how to fix them and he put a bunch of videos up. And there's some... That helps too. No, here, allow me to demonstrate. So if we... let's see if we do that there.
Dear God, he's going to demonstrate.
Yeah.
He's going to demonstrate.
Yeah. Here, check out the screen. I am putting onto the screen right now a YouTube video of one of these machines in action, so you can kind of see.
On anything, the battery is all set to go.
No, we don't need to hear him talk about it. Let's just watch him play with his thing. So you see, check out how fast this thing operates. It operates the changing in one rotation. But it's a cool little unit. And you see it's designed only to play 45s. And it's got a built-in speaker. It's a tube amplifier, of course. And you can stack a bunch of 45s on top of it, and it'll just keep playing them until it gets to the last one, and it'll just keep playing that one until you lift the arm off. But, you know, as it gets to the end of there, see there's another 45 on top of it, and watch how fast it changes records. Because here we go, it's reached the end of that record, and like that, new record. So yeah, I have figured out how to take these apart. So that's like half of it, right? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Phase 1, take it apart. And well, actually everything looks to be in pretty good order. It's gonna need a new cartridge, which I've ordered. It's gonna need a new rubber idler wheel, which I've ordered. I should probably change the capacitors and the resistors, which I've ordered. And it's a rather small, simple amplifier, so you know it's only a few capacitors, resistors that you need to change out. So that's fairly easy enough. Then I gotta cross my fingers and hope that the tubes are all still working. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure that part out. But we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. Of course, the big challenge is. Go ahead.
Jose Guzman is asking what machine is that, and you said it was a 45 record player, right?
Yeah, it plays 45s. You see, in 1949. RCA launched the 45 as a format to compete with Columbia's LP, which they had launched earlier. And it's kind of funny, the whole concept of Columbia launching, 10-inch and 12-inch LP records that were, quite groundbreaking, put next to the chocolate milk bubbles. No, put next to the 78. I mean, there's a great picture of a guy that's holding a few records in his hands, that's standing next to a stack of 78s that go from the floor to the ceiling, and it's basically like, all this music, on these 78s and this pile here fits on these LPs that I'm holding in my hand here. So that was, quite a bit of progress in music recording and distribution. And so Columbia demonstrated the LP to RCA and basically said, hey, if you want in on this, of course, they're going to have to pay licensing fees or whatever. And RCA decided they didn't want to do that. They want to launch their own format. So they launched the 45. And the 45 couldn't really compete with the LP as far as an album, especially with classical music. I mean, RCA tried to play it up like ours is still better. I mean, heck, the records change so quickly you barely even notice, and it's like, no, I think people notice. But it's just interesting. But the 45 did get some popularity with the teens, especially. Singles were pretty popular, and so it's kind of interesting that instead of one winning out over the other. That they ended up just coexisting, that Columbia ended up releasing singles on 45 and RCA ended up releasing LPs, and they didn't ever...
Yeah, simply because 45 were cheaper.
Well,
my first records were 45 because they were cheaper. I could afford them as a kid.
The thing is that Columbia, when they launched the LP, they did also make 7-inch single 33 1/3 records. Columbia, for a period of time, released their singles as small hole 7-inch 33 1/3 records. They didn't go 45. So it's really interesting that because these two formats to compete with one another were launched, that they ended up both sticking around, forcing turntables to have two different speeds for LP and single.
So when did the manufacturers of record players decide I've got to have 45 RPM, I've got to have 78 RPM, and 33 1/3?
That
to support all of those.
I'm not entirely sure on that. Now, I will tell you, I have looked through a lot of. I have an interest in Zenith radios. Are beautiful radios, and I've looked at a lot of those, and I know that at some point Zenith launched a turntable that would have two tone arms on it, but that was for LPs and 78s. What Zenith offered for 45s, though, was this add-on adapter that would actually kind of sit on top of the turntable and had its own idler wheel, and you had to plug it into like the tone arm, and so it was like this own little baby record player that plugged into the record player that would spin at 45. It's you can find YouTube videos of it. It's a funky little thing. So technically you could do all three on a Zenith, but it was really designed for two, LP and 78, with this add-on feature that would do 45s, but I don't think it was.
Isn't there also something like a 16?
Yes,
RPM?
there is. Yes, there is. And
I
think
mean,
of
it's
this.
very rare. I think I've only seen one once.
Yeah, think of this. What made the company decide to add that to some of the turntable lines?
Well, 16 is an interesting speed, and it's not it's not as rare as you think it is. 4-speed turntables were quite common, having that 16, 1633, 45, 78. I think
for a small period of time.
Now,
well, isn't that for audio? I mean, for voice.
Well, 16 was used for voice. Maybe you could get like the Bible on record. That oftentimes would come on 16 RPM records. Right. Background music systems used 16 RPM records. There was a line of records for car players that played at 16 RPM, but they were played with a much finer stylus. So if you ever find those, don't put them on a normal turntable, even if you have a 16 RPM setting on it, or you'll just chew those right up. There were, I think, some countries actually released like a 2-for-1, like 2 albums on one record with an album on each side at 16 RPM. That wasn't something that was done in the United States, but I have seen import records that are like that. I really think the primary use of 16, which also goes with 8, was for like talking book, things for the blind.
Right, because you didn't need the high fidelity,
right?
Like for music,
and because I've seen turntables that do 8, 16, 33 that are specifically were issued for disabled or blind, that would have access to libraries with books on record,
right?
And
yes.
Yeah.
Now, did Muzak ever use, shall we say, a vinyl record?
Yes.
I think we've talked about this. Yes. The Seeburg 1000. They're 9-inch records with a 2-inch hole that play at 16 RPM.
You can't even finger it. It is so good.
You could fist it. It's so good. Wait, what? No, that take a very small fist. Anyways,
I think Lulu's talking about something different.
Yes.
Anyways,
I think I've only heard 2 16 RPM records in my life.
I can pull one out right now if you want. I kind of
That's okay.
Would you have to play
Madison,
it faster?
he has a lot of things like he would like to pull out for you.
Actually, My
No!
my Newmark turntable that I use here, it doesn't have a 16 RPM setting, but it has a pitch shift up to 50% in either direction.
You know what you can do with those 16s? Break them and slit your wrists.
Well, that's
Whoa, that's a little too dark there, girl.
At least we have some pleasant background music to do that too.
Oh.
You expect any less?
A smile
with the
is
screaming?
something special. A ribbon is something great.
But if you want to
I'll
know,
be special and I'll be great.
now
I'll
Techmoan
be something beyond compare.
Techmoan did a video about this system, although he did it. I knew about it long before he did the video about it, but he did a good job demonstrating it. If you go to Seaberg1000.com, that website will give you more information about it, and not only that, but it has a radio stream that will play Seaberg 1000 music 24/7.
Yes.
So there you go, great stuff.
Yeah. What is the sort of music I was hearing at one place? Helter Skelter?
Oh, this will go good with Helter Skelter, man. Play
Venison,
this along with Helter Skelter.
doesn't this take you back to your childhood when your mom was making you try on pants?
Doesn't this take you back to when the priest is like diddling your fucking dick?
Gotta make sure there's enough room in the crotch.
Well, he is Catholic. Oh, speaking of systems, yesterday, a Dune show. How did you do that?
Dune did that. That was all Dune.
Did what?
Okay. Because I have become confused here. And yeah. Okay. A few of the way you overlaid it.
Dune Kodachrome, what is it? Kodaki or whatever. Green. Dune used my futon as a green screen. And he basically made it look like this big quadraphonic receiver on a table. So like I'm sitting on a table with the receiver as the backing behind me. And it was great because I could like reach and start fiddling with the knobs. I got to figure out how to do that myself because that was cool.
The button and knobs.
The buttons and
Diddle
knobs.
with the button and knobs.
So was that on his Twitch channel?
Yeah, on the Dune and Bob show, Sundays 6 to 8 Eastern. He did
Because
that.
Gators turns into Bob.
Well, Bob actually showed up yesterday.
No.
Yes. Dune,
Did he really?
Well, Dune left his wallet in Bob's truck, so Bob had to come drop it off.
Oh my God!
Wow.
It's the rare Bob.
Yeah. He showed up.
We thought that Bob was dead.
No, he's alive. It's probably the first time he showed up in a number of years.
Crap. Twitch wants me to log in.
Oh
crap! I forgot my password.
It's not password?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, but which email did I use?
Hi, Dune. Dune says we. Yes, he did. The Bob. Yes, the Bob.
The Bob.
The Bob had made an appearance. The elusive Bob.
The elusive
has
Bob
showed up.
Yes, and I told.
We thought he was extinct.
And I told Dune our plan worked perfectly to leave the wallet behind, forcing him to come by sometime during the show. So that was how I played that.
Yeah, right. Somehow I can't see you being that devious.
Dune, help me. They're talking about 45s and stuff. And
oh my God, I think I pooped myself.
Yes, I am about to poop myself. Poop myself with boredom. Go talk about the novelty of sex products.
I have big boobs and I like to touch myself.
There we go.
Pretty much, asshole. Pretty much.
Since nobody else will.
Damn straight. It's called self-love.
Nothing wrong with that. Anyways, no, like I said, basically I've got the thing taken apart, and now I gotta like clean it up because it's got like 70 years worth of grime on all the parts, and I gotta relubricate all the parts, and then I gotta replace the electronic parts and put it all back together. And being that I took it apart, when I put it all back together, I got to recalibrate all the changer parts so that they rotate.
Is that all belt driven?
No, it's idler wheel.
Mechanical.
Idler wheel driven.
I think it worked.
Oh, okay.
I think
Hey,
it worked.
Dune.
And speaking of idler wheels, we have Dune on the line.
Oh wow, idler wheels, idler wheels, and what do we call it? Scaffolds.
Scaffolds, yes.
You know, Lulu was talking about you boring her with 45s and stuff like that, and I just had to mention how this morning it brought a smile to my face to know that you are the true Johnny. That I stepped away from the microphone yesterday for 45 seconds, and Johnny immediately goes to quad. I mean, just like boom, right? He's just right there.
I thought it was a relevant topic. He's running audio.
It was a very relevant topic.
Yeah.
I just thought it was great. If you just said quad, it would have been better, but you said 5.1. So
well, I had to keep it relevant, and I had to fill the time while you stepped away. So I
know. I think if I had to do it, I wish I'd muted the microphone. But other than that, it was pretty cool. That dude's awesome, isn't he?
No,
is that guy not cool or what?
That guy is cool. Yeah, Dune interviewed this guy on the Dune and Bob show yesterday that he basically built this like jam room with big light board wall and racks of equipment for bands to come in and jam in. And he's got the whole thing outfitted with cameras, and he's got it rigged up so people can, like he's tied in the chat room commands to be able to do MIDI commands so that you could cheer and applaud and make different things happen on the light board from the chat room. And it's pretty cool.
It's intense.
So Dune, is the quad topic more interesting than dead air?
Oh no, it was definitely I guess
of course it is.
Hadn't been. You know what? I didn't have a chance this morning to look, but I think I remember seeing a thread about OBS and 5.1 about somebody asking about that, and I can't imagine that. Now, I was going to ask you, Johnny, and we're going to geek out again there. Can you receive 5.1 over the internet? Is that doable?
Well, this.
I mean, can you go to YouTube, or is there any website you can go to where a normal computer will convert it to 5.1?
Well, you use the word convert. I think you meant receive.
Receive.
Because convert implies
encode,
that
re-encode
or decode or playback. I've never done this myself, so I can't confirm it, but my understanding is that movies in Netflix do support 5.1. And I mean, when you're doing Netflix on these HDMI sticks or something like that, I do think that Netflix has 5.1 on their materials. I've not seen 100% proof of that. I've not done that myself because I really don't play around with Netflix all that much, and it's one of those things I've been meaning to do.
Wait, so if I'm watching The Walking Dead on Netflix, I can get that in 5.1 surround?
Well, I don't know if The Walking Dead did their sound in 5.1, but 5.1 is pretty much the standard for movies. So
sure, so if you're watching a movie on Netflix, hopefully you can get that.
So the capability is certainly there for Netflix to have the 5.1 soundtrack and be sending that out through how they're sending it. And I think they are. I'm not 100% certain of that, though. So I always said, I said years ago, 5.1 streaming is going to start with Netflix. They'll be the first ones to do it because I didn't see anyone else that was going to get there. I mean, and to be fair, there were other 5.1 streams before Netflix doing it. There were people playing around with the MP3 5.1 codec that exists. Windows Media Player, Windows Media Streaming, does support streaming in 5.1 surround. The problem is most of the streaming software doesn't support 5.1 surround. And then most people haven't really taken advantage of these things because most people aren't set up to listen to 5.1 surround on their computers, or if they are, they don't care about listening to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon on an audio stream in 5.1 surround. So, it's movies has been where it's been more prevalent. Movies is where it's going to happen. So I think that is already happening. I think 5.1 through Netflix is something that exists, but I don't have the proof or the confirmation.
Google.
That'll be cool.
Google.
I have in the past.
I know a guy who would try it. That would be you.
I have Googled about it in the past, but I've still not found anything that was definitive. I've seen people complaining about not getting 5.1 surround in Netflix, so if people are trying to figure out how to do it, that implies that it's possible to do it. So that's, but I have, like I said, I don't have the proof in front of me that it does it.
Cool.
Netflix supports streaming with improved audio quality to give you a cinematic experience at home. You can stream high-quality audio on most titles available with 5.1 surround sound or Dolby Atmos. What do I need to stream with high-quality audio? A Netflix-capable device with either Dolby Atmos support or a connection to an audio system supporting 5.1 surround sound. Now, the thing is are they just, saying, hey, we got high-quality audio and you can do your Pro Logic decoding, or are they actually sending 5.1 discrete channels? That I don't know. They've not been clear on that, but it certainly suggests it.
Oh, get this on Reddit. The guy says, he's called cord cutters.
Uh-huh.
Work it out, I'm not paying. Dear Apple, Hulu, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, CBS, NBC, and everybody else trying to create a streaming service, we're not going to pay for 8 of these. Work it out.
Well, all these people that cut the cable because they were tired of paying a blanket fee for a bunch of different services they didn't want to use all of are now bitching about the fact that they're split up into separate little services, and now they want them to combine into one blanket service that they pay for the whole thing and only use part of.
Right.
How's that a la carte working for you?
First, I thought that was about surround, but that's not.
No, it's
this guy asked a question about watching Amazon Prime with 5.1 on his Windows 10 machine, and there is no answer. That was 3 years ago anyway, so who cares?
I don't know if Amazon Prime does it. Netflix implies they do it, but like I said, there are times I've misunderstood things. Like I thought YouTube supported surround sound. What it turns out YouTube supports is YouTube supports the uploading of materials that include a surround sound soundtrack, which it then re-encodes into its own preferred settings and downmixes that 5.1 to stereo. So
I would take that wrong too if I read that.
Yeah. And it was hard to figure out that that's what they meant, because I couldn't. It's like you say here you support 5.1 surround. It says that this is an option. Why would you send a 5.1 surround video to YouTube unless you wanted it to be 5.1 surround? So I was uploading and it wasn't playing back right. And the only way I could do it.
Let me ask you this dumb question.
Okay.
How would you play a YouTube video and get it to work with your surround setup?
Well, computers can do 5.1 surround. Sound cards that output 5.1.
So you'd have to have a signal to decode, right?
Well, if the same way video...
Wouldn't it be that simple enough to just see if...
I don't understand your question.
Well... For them to be sending surround, there would be an encoded track with the surround on it, right?
Right. I send them 5.1 audio.
Receiving it would detect, oh, I have surround here. Let's decode it.
Right, because my computer...
And that's not happening.
Well, right.
That should be easy, right?
It should be easy, but YouTube doesn't actually preserve the 5.1 sound and send it when you play it through their
Right.
service.
But you would see that isn't there.
Right. And I couldn't figure out why it wasn't there when it was. You know what I did to confirm it and figure out what they meant is my first thought was, well, I need someone from YouTube to explain this to me. The problem is that despite the number of subscribers I have on YouTube, I am not showing up anywhere on their radar as someone they give a shit about.
Right, because 3 followers just isn't enough.
John, listen, I actually got a lot of followers, man. I actually bragged on you the other day. I actually was at work and showed somebody your page. I said, check this out.
On YouTube,
Johnny's?
you have 276 subscribers.
Well, it's more the plays of that video of the loop, the continuous loop Christmas thing.
Oh, the 8 hours of department store Christmas music. Yes, that is my most popular YouTube video, and it's that time of the year where comments are coming in again on it. Every year, a new group of people discover it and love it and play it.
And they become subscribers.
If we could just get Phase 3 to weave in there somehow.
Yeah. If only I could charge money for that, but it's licensed material that I don't own, so I can't.
Right.
There's no monetizing that.
Johnny, have you?
Why are you playing that? It's not Christmas.
I'm not. The video's there year round. It's just that I'm starting to get comments on that video again, and I get notified anytime.
Damn it.
Johnny, have you considered a Twitch Yule log this year at all?
I mean, I'm gonna do a Christmas show at some point. I just don't know exactly what or how. I was starting to go into something. So YouTube.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I wanted to ask YouTube, what's the deal with this? I'm sending you 5.1 audio, but you're not playing it back, and you say you support this. So YouTube will not give you any kind of support or contact information unless you are, generating them income, which I'm not, and so I am not allowed to call them and ask them questions. There's only one phone number that the general public can find for YouTube, and that is the phone number to sign up for YouTube services or give them money or whatever. And so I started calling that number and badgering that phone center.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. And at first they basically are like, well, that's not what this is. We don't offer support. We don't offer help. Go away now. We can't help you with that. Do you want to sign up for, it's like, no, I just want you to tell me why I can't. And at some point they somehow escalated me to someone that explained it to me that no, we support the sending that type of video, but we format it to our own formatting and it gets down mixed. So it took me some doing to get someone to actually answer that question for me. Now, that was some years ago.
That means you could send a nude to them, and they would put clothes on it.
What? All that noise? That's venison.
Yeah.
Of course.
Venison!
I'm not doing it.
Shut up!
You shut up.
Dune.
Yeah, venison, stop.
Yeah, Dune's too smart for that. He wouldn't be doing that. Have I been breathing into my microphone, by the way?
I'm sorry.
No.
I was unpacking my stuff in the hotel room.
That's because I'm sitting up better.
Okay, which major U.S. city are you in this time?
Actually, Arlington, Texas.
Oh, that's not too far.
Right across from Six Flags.
Oh, you're going to go over?
No, they're closed.
Oh.
They're closed for the season, right?
Yep.
Oh, well. Oh, you can break in then.
What's the temperature like there?
Oh, it's pretty nice. It's they might be open on the weekends. It's like 61 right now. I mean, it's nighttime.
Oh, that's not too shabby. That's probably
nicer
nicer than here.
They're probably open on the weekends, I'm sure. Which I won't be here on the weekends, so not gonna happen.
So how long you stuck in Texas for?
This week just till Thursday, and then it'll progressively get worse and worse.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Are you making the mad dash to upgrade all the computers to Windows 10 before support ends?
That's it. That's exactly what it is. Otherwise, they have to call that crazy number with the guy that talks funny. Nobody wants to talk to him.
No one wants.
I want to talk to him.
I think his name's Jeff. He's from Tulsa.
Jeff from Tulsa. I thought it was Tom from Tulsa.
It could be Tom from Tulsa.
Anyway.
Yeah, that dude on Twitch, Kip Booga, I think's his name. He does that. That's fun to watch.
I was doing that kind of shit back in the early 2000s. That stuff is like...
You were harassing people from other continents long before your...
long before this fucking Twitch shit was going on.
Long before it was cool, she was doing it. It was cool. That's pretty awesome. That works.
And I was calling up people pretending to be a fucking lawnmower and shit. I was fucking pretending to be
Okay, you may have just won the contest.
Pretending to be a lawnmower?
Yes.
I mean, how?
That's next level.
I had a pet named Scruffy the lawnmower, and it went missing. And I was calling up people wondering where Scruffy the lawnmower was.
You were calling people looking for a lawnmower. Then is what you were. So he sounds like this. The last saw him heading towards the city. Self-propelled lawnmower.
Have you seen my lawnmower?
Have you seen my lawnmower?
Yes.
You have recordings of this?
This is
I was 14, 15 at the time, and I was wondering where Scruffy the lawnmower was.
Scruffy the lawnmower.
I like that.
It was under KDK prank calls.
Hey, wait a second. Who is that again?
KDK.
KDK prank calls?
Yes. And
now, is that
my
you,
handle
or is that
was Little Evil Neo.
Was that a dude that used to do that?
Yes. KDK used to do that shit.
I know who you're talking about. He's from Canada.
Connecticut.
I thought there was a dude from Canada that was like really huge that did that.
It was Sean.
KDK. That name sounds so for that.
Oh God, I know the guy. There was Sean Ward. It was Sean Ward. He was from Canada. He stopped talking to us back in 2004.
Hey, I'm having an anal baby.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
How are you doing, dear?
Kevin, you're supposed to be home.
I know,
So
but there's a problem.
What?
I'm having an abortion.
Kevin!
Hello?
What is it? You're drunk.
No, I'm not.
The heck is this?
You're lying.
I hate the way you're talking right now.
I'm having...
Okay, let's try this one.
No. That's
there's actually a lot of stuff that says
that's
KDK.
Kevin.
Yeah,
that is Kevin talking to. No, keep going.
I was gonna try a different one. Here's one about.
Hello?
Who is this?
Well, you're supposed to start with hello, and then who is it?
This is KDK.
Hello?
Oh, that's kind of boring.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, dear?
I'm in bed.
Jill
Well,
Rosenthal.
so am I. It's Jill. I just saw this on TV, and I ran out of cigarettes.
Who is it?
It's Jill. I ran out of cigarettes. You know how it is.
I don't know you.
Can I bum a couple cigarettes from you? I'll pay
I
you.
don't even smoke. Who are you?
Yes, you do. I'll give you a
I
time.
like this guy.
Of course, the best was the calls to Mrs. Spencer. That, which is a different thing. But you remember Mrs. Spencer?
There appears to be still those people still seem to be.
Ed Rosenthal.
Go to hell, you son of a bitch, you.
Yes.
Hey, homosexual. You fuck son of a bitch, you. I hope you die in the next 30 minutes, you motherfucking bastard, you.
Good old Mrs. Spencer. It was someone dialed a wrong number one day, trying to reach their friend Jim, and they ended up accidentally ringing Mrs. Spencer's phone. And I think the next
and over and over, yes.
The next few years consisted of lots of different ways to get her to say things like,
Drop dead, you old son of a bitch. You're a liar and a bastard. Wake up, you stupid jackass. You're a whole bastard, you motherfucker, you.
Oh my God. I mean, at least little Billy only had one outburst.
I'm trying to find more of his prank calls.
Well,
Oh,
there
here's-
used to be.
here's
Because if you can find one in there,
KDKprankcalls.com.
You're a whoremaster. You
yeah, if you can find one
motherfucker,
with
you.
Ed Rosenthal. Ed Rosenthal.
Here you go.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. It's a. Oh, that was the first one I was playing, Mr. Clumpy. I didn't know where that was going.
I'm having an abortion.
Kevin,
Hello?
what is it? You're drunk.
No, I'm not.
Kevin,
You're lying.
I hate the way you're talking right now.
I'm having an abortion. I know you're against abortion because you're a Christian.
Kevin,
Well, hello?
get your ass in this house now.
I think you need to speak to my friend Jill Rosenthal. Jill?
See,
Kevin,
Jill, how are you doing?
KDK.
Hello?
Yeah.
KDK first stood for Keith, Dave, and Kevin. Kevin was Keith and Dave's friend, and they would call his mother. And that was Kevin's mother, and Kevin was talking to his mom then. And Kevin's mom was this fanatic, and she hated Keith and Dave. And the fact that Kevin would go over there, and he would have a certain time that he would have to go home. And it escalated to a point where at some point they got into an argument and Kevin just stopped showing up to Keith and Dave's.
Oh.
And as time went on, Dave just adopted the name KDK because he was the one that ran the show more, and Keith just kind of faded into the background. And so he became KDK.
I see.
Yeah. And this was my teenage years. This was my teenage years.
I remember that, and I don't know. It seems to me maybe it was on Shoutcast. I used to see him or something.
Yeah.
But I think it might have been. I think it might have been in the Shoutcast days. You'd see them and No Holds Barred Radio listed in there.
And so you sent me the list of the KDK calls. Are you on any of these, or?
No, I'm not on any of those. Let me find the Rastafarian lady.
Take care.
All right, catch you later.
Have fun. Yeah, they also streamed on Wild Bunch Radio and Technofrag.
Rastafarian.
If anyone wants to talk about their early streaming memories, you could write into the chat rooms on Twitch or YouTube, or write in your questions. Or if you want me to start talking about record players again, you can write in that.
That's all right. Technofrag had to drop KDK because of internal shit. Somebody wanted his time slot and was a big baby about it. KDK didn't like that.
I remember I had a time slot Well, I when I started doing music shows on Wild Bunch, that was funny because I go to pick a time that's available and I see Saturday nights are available, and so I have a call with Zoe, and she sets me up and puts me on the site and all that, and so the next Saturday when I'm going to go do my first show, I go to connect, and this guy is live on the stream. Actually, no, it was the second week I did the show because I did my first show, and then the second week I go to do it, and this guy is live, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And so I messaged him, and I'm like, "Who's this?" He goes, I forget his name." He's like, "So and so. I do the Saturday night show." I'm like, "No, you don't. I do."
There's that one.
And he's like, "I've had this Saturday night show for years." Apparently, he did the show Saturday nights. He stopped showing up for a long period of time. Zoe took him off the schedule, and then he shows up again as soon as I took the spot. And Zoe actually got pissed at him, like, "Dude, you weren't on the schedule anymore." But we ended up doing an every other week thing. But we got some videos coming in here. So we're going to check out some of Lulu's teenage years and to find out just what she was up to. Oh, she was learning where babies come from.
Hello?
Hi, Dick?
Who?
Are you Dick?
I'm Richard, yeah.
Hi, this is Samantha down the road, and my mom is not alive no more, so my dad...
You're what?
My mom is not alive no more, so my dad told me to call people and ask them this question because he doesn't know how to answer it.
It's what? I'm sorry.
Where do babies come from?
Wait a minute. What? No, it's not.
Where do babies come from?
Where are you, Samantha?
I'm down the road.
Down the road. What road? What road, Samantha?
Down your road?
Which street? On Idaho?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in my building?
Yeah.
Okay. And your mother died?
Yeah, she died a few years ago.
I see. Okay. And you're asking me what?
Where do babies come from?
Samantha, what are you doing?
I don't know.
This is messed up. Why am I laughing?
My dad told me to call people.
Your dad told you to call people. Well, sweetie, would you do me a favor? Would you call somebody else? Because this is not a good time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
There, it's someone else's problem now.
Damn.
He nicely told you to kiss off, is what happened right there.
Yes, he did. He's like, what the fuck?
I don't know how else to deal with that situation, but he comes off as kind of a polite ass because he's like, this is not a good time to call someone else. But he didn't tell you to kiss off. He actually, it was. All right, let's try this other one.
You can't make. It's just like, what the fuck?
He should have started explaining where babies come from.
Hello?
Hello, Figogan. I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce your name today. Is Figogan Dupois there?
Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
This is Jessica.
Where are you calling to?
I'm calling from up the street.
Okay.
And, well, see, your dog got loose.
Listen to me carefully.
I can't even hear you. Can you speak up, please?
Listen to me carefully.
No, please speak up.
I don't have a dog and never
Yes, you do.
have. One
Yes, you
more
do.
call and I'm going to call to the police. You
Why?
got it? Because I don't have a dog.
Yes, you do. It's sitting here right in front of me.
I don't care what is sitting in front of you. I never have and never will. One more call and I'm going to call to the police.
If the dog is bothering you, then call the police, okay? But it has your number on the tag.
You're
so I
lying.
just want you to come and pick up the dog. The dog has our phone number and the tag. Call the police, okay? Why call the police? It's your dog. Well, they will come and tell us to take our dog. Okay? Lady, the dog has your number on it. Just come and pick it up.
You're lying.
If you have a problem, call the police, okay? And stop calling this number or I will call the police. Jeez, okay? Jermaine. What a bitch.
Man, what assholes. Won't even come take their dog. Fuck's up with that? Actually, that reminds me of, it's funny. We had a dog growing up. Her name was Banshee. She was a beagle. She used to howl.
I had a bunch of them.
But one day, my mom gets a call from some town office or something like that. Someone brought a dog in that they found loose, and they call and they say, "We have your dog. Come pick your dog up." My mom's like, "You have our dog?" "Yeah, we have your dog Banshee here." Meanwhile, my mom's looking right at Banshee. Mom's like, "No, you don't. Our dog's here." And at this point, the town office was getting like a little like pissy. Like, dude, we have your dog. Tag says it's your dog. Come get your dog. You know, like, we don't want this dog. You get this dog. And my mom had to convince them, like, no, you don't have our dog. Our dog. We've only ever had one dog. And so, you know, because they're like, well, did you have another dog? Did the tags get mixed up between another dog that you have? Maybe this is the other dog. And it's like, no, we've only ever had one dog. And she's
what
right
you do
here.
in a state like that is you just say, oh, okay, got it. I'll be right there. And then take your dog to the place and say, see, here he is.
Well,
so who's that?
Well, it turned out what happened is, you know, each year we got a tag to register the dog with the town, but we got a new tag every year. And this dog had an old tag on its collar that had Banshee's number. And it turns out that, you know, and it just has a number that I guess corresponds to their system. So it's not like, you know, you got the wrong tag because there's no name or information on it. So basically, Banshee won a year with someone else's tag on her collar, and this dog had Banshee's tag. And we
never got the wrong tag in the mail.
And we would have never known if it weren't for the fact that the dog that got our dog's tag got lost and found by the town, and they pulled up our information. But it turns out
so that's what you do. If you brought your dog there, they would look at that number and looked up the right people.
Well, the thing is it was like last year's tag. And Banshee wasn't wearing last year's tag. So then they start asking, like, well, do you have your tag from that year? And my mom's like, I don't know where that is. So my mom had to call my dad at work, like, where did you keep Banshee's old tags? And my dad's like,
why wouldn't you throw it away?
Well, that was a good question. We didn't even know if we had it, but actually he kept them on a hook on a ring that was on a hook somewhere in the basement. So
your dad's a collector.
Well, with small things. So we want, and you never know if you're going to need that for some reason. It was relevant to keep. He probably doesn't.
Like now.
He probably doesn't still have them. They probably got tossed by this point. But while the dog's still alive, may as well hold on to the old tags. And it turns out.
Does your dad still have a dog?
No.
Oh, okay. But
But
he still had a dog, then he'd keep the old tags too, so you could have 40 tags.
There you go. So we found the old tag in the basement. My mom called the town office back up, and she's like, well, I got the tag here. The town office goes, oh, the owners came in and found the dog. They were all happy, so it had a happy ending. So we were all set, and we didn't have to give them the tag number. But yeah, so that was kind of a similar situation that someone's calling us insisting, you know, we have your dog, come get it. And it's like, dude, our dog's right here. What are you talking about?
Wow.
It's a clone.
My brother actually kept a snippet of Banshee's fur in the freezer, in a box in the back of the freezer for a number of years, going like, you know, someday I'm going to clone her. And I don't.
Only you.
See, that's why you keep the old tags.
Only you.
This is my brother. I told him he was an idiot.
You haven't been paying for your tag for years, so now we're going to charge you for all the back fees.
I think that little sample of fur is long gone. So I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Besides, he decided to get a Chihuahua instead.
Ew. I'm sorry.
I haven't met this dog yet.
Yeah, that'd be a downgrade.
That is a downgrade.
Well, I think my brother's living in a small apartment now. I don't know. He recently moved into a place, so he got the smallest dog he can find. And yeah.
That's discrimination.
What? Buy a small dog?
To a smaller dog, yeah, right. Or if the apartment building doesn't allow a larger dog.
I don't know what they allow or not. You know what? All I know is my brother has a dog, and I've seen pictures. I'll get the
Chihuahuas are intelligent dogs.
I'll get the scoop this Thanksgiving, probably.
That's right. They get people to feed them.
Yeah. Anyways,
cats are intelligent beings.
Chihuahuas
are just things.
I'll get to scoop this Thanksgiving because, well, we're going to different Thanksgiving dinners, but he might still be around when I get there in the evening, and then also we're having a birthday celebration for my aunt on Saturday, so I'll probably say about that.
There. How old is the aunt?
She's turning 60.
Ooh, younger.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
I don't.
Ew.
No, you're filling in blanks there. I don't think there's anything that was said there that was meant as any kind of comment that would get an ew. So I don't know what's going on in your head, Lulu, but knock it off.
Ew.
Here.
See that triggers something.
Here, let's get the lawnmower going again. Okay. Anyways, Mr. Toilet, the superhero of global sanitation. Another news story from Neo. An eccentric entrepreneur is determined to provide better sanitation for millions of people who lack proper toilets. Oh, is this about trying to find a better toilet for the third world? Why is he brushing his hair with a toilet brush?
What do I know?
That is not sanitary. That is not what a toilet brush is for.
Hey, for some people it may be.
Don't
judge.
To a stranger, no, I'm judging.
We are getting bored.
To a stranger, Jack Sim is a man obsessed with toilets. But to those who know him, he is Mr. Toilet, a crusader for global sanitation. Born in Singapore's slums, Sim knows firsthand the agonies of not having a proper toilet. Now he's dedicating his life to a crisis few feel comfortable talking about. Not having a place to go is not just an inconvenience, it is a problem that impacts 2.4 billion people worldwide. In India alone, roughly 200,000 children die each year from lack of safe sanitation, while women are regularly raped because they must defecate in public squares. Sim, who uses humor to fight against bathroom taboos, founded the World Toilet Organization, WTO, and spent years lobbying countries worldwide to raise awareness for proper sanitation. He even successfully lobbied the United Nations to create World Toilet Day, the first international day of celebration for the toilet. Now he is plunged into his biggest challenge yet. Get it? when asked to secure 6 million toilets for the Clean India initiative. But with fewer resources, little help from the government, and his global adventures putting a strain on his family and WTO's board members, he wonders if he has finally met his match. Follow Mr. Toilet's travels as he dons costumes, cracks jokes, negotiates with government officials, and journeys to remote communities to make sure that everyone has a place to go.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Toilet.
Everyone needs a toilet.
Everyone does need a toilet. Well, you know...
And people need to stop shitting on the streets. Maybe he should go to San Francisco.
Well, that's... You know, and we've done our part here. You know, the history of NHB Radio is quite rich with our dedication to helping those with a place to go. And, of course, it was Sloan who came up with the greatest invention since the toilet, the Sloan shit bag. And I think that's what we need more of.
Oh, you must do tell about the Sloan shit bag.
Well, you know, it's got 2 handles for your convenience, and it comes with a paper towel taped to the bag. And it's the Sloan shit bag.
Oh, my. Is there a link where you can buy the Sloan shit bag?
I think they're sadly out of print at this point in time.
You mean you have to print
Damn it.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I mean, what if we can mass produce these Sloan shit bags?
I think if you go to your, like, if you're in an area that hasn't outlawed plastic bags, if you go to your local grocery store, you get some free Sloan shit bags with your groceries.
But imagine the Sloan toilet paper. His face on your ass.
And don't forget the Sloan Jack-Off sock. Was another great product.
I like this.
What a gator!
Oh,
what a gator smokes paper products.
Don't forget, you can also stick your shit in a microwave.
Hey, you know, speaking of people calling their mothers and saying inappropriate things, remember the time Sloan called his mom?
You're calling your mom?
I'm making up for it.
Are we allowed to talk with this one?
No.
We're still not allowed to talk.
All right, hold on a second.
Sloan's going to call his mom. And this gives us a little insight to the type of relationship Sloan has with his mom.
All right, hold on. All right, so we're not... Shh. Call my mom. I have to piss. I have to fart too, but I'm not going to.
Hello?
Hey, Mom.
What?
I just want to let you know that I'm doing fine.
Why do you call me up and then talk like that?
Because I'm drunk.
That's nice.
Mom.
What, honey?
Do you want another Eminem CD?
I don't know.
What do you want? Mom, listen. All right, there's something you don't understand. All right. Are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, now listen. All right, there's a lot of my fans who want to know, who spawned me. Okay. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
They want to know who spawned me and why the fuck you did that.
I don't know.
So, what's up?
Nothing.
Are you feeling all right?
No.
Why not?
I keep getting these weird phone calls.
What are you talking about? You keep getting these weird phone calls. What the fuck is that?
Some idiot keeps calling me.
Do they like taking it up the butt? Mom. Hey, Mom, you there?
Are you at the zoo?
No, Mom, seriously. People want to.
Seriously, are you at the zoo?
No, I'm whacking off. You know.
Are you near the hyenas?
No, I'm not. Listen, Mom. No, seriously. A lot of my fans want to know why the fuck you spawned me and what the hell the deal is. And
I didn't have anything better to do that day.
No, we didn't. You didn't have anything better to do that day? So you and Dad got it on?
This loud booming voice from the heavens.
Oh, see, I'm celestial.
Roared down at me and told me it was a good time to create you.
Now, Mom, now, like I said, are you feeling all right?
I just feel fine. Jeremy, why don't you go have fun, go do something?
I am having fun. I'm calling you.
Quit bugging your mother.
Hey, Mom.
What, Jeremy?
Now listen, everybody wants to... you're a star.
I know.
Don't show the thing, all right?
Tell him to send money.
Mom.
What?
How's Dad doing?
Fine.
Mom.
Jeremy.
People want to know why the hell you spawned me.
I just told you.
Why? Because you didn't have anything better to fucking do? What the hell is that?
Right.
All right, fuck that. All right. Mom. Hello, Mom?
What?
Were you drunk?
No, but I'm seriously considering it right now.
So there we go. That just keeps going on for another 10 minutes. So that's that's
fantastic.
That's Sloan's relationship with his mom right there in a nutshell.
That's
Sloan.
That's just fucking fantastic.
Let's see if we can find out a little bit more about the Sloan shit bag.
Hello.
God damn this fucking zipper. Shit.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Zipper?
No, I didn't say anything.
You're not whacking to us, are you?
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
Uh,
My girlfriend don't put out anymore. And, I'm tired of network TV, so sorry, guys.
well,
It's platonic, you know what I mean? I'm not...
Oh, so there's no commitment. You're just going to use us and move on.
Well, yeah, actually.
I see. Well,
Anyways, I just wanted to... I mentioned on the... oh, God, my ass itches.
I on the what do you call it? The mailing list. I mentioned that I wanted to purchase some advertising space.
Yes.
I was serious about this.
You were.
The Sloan shit bag.
The Sloan shit bag. Yes, this was on the mailing list.
Yes, the Sloan shit bag is a revolutionary technique. When you want to shit, do it when you want to.
I see.
Well, don't you do that already?
No. Let's say you're out in the grocery store picking up Captain Crunch. What the fuck? You gonna shit in the middle of the floor? No. You pull out a Sloan shit bag. Hell yeah.
But
yeah.
And because I believe in my product, I'm going to demonstrate the Sloan shit bag right here on the air.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
The drawers down. Hold on.
Okay, he's taking his drawers down as we speak.
Yeah,
But my question is, what if I'm in the...
Okay. Hold on. Okay, now I have to fetch the Sloan shit bag.
I thought you already had it.
Because normally I have this with me. Here it is. The Sloan shit bag. You hear that?
I hear it.
Okay, here we go. I'm taking the drawers down.
Something disturbing about a guy taking his drawers down.
Now the thing is, with the Sloan shit bag, it has two handles.
This is the gayest thing we've ever done.
Okay?
Yeah, 2 handles. All right.
There's 2 handles. Now what you do is you put it on the back of your ass, and you hold on to the handles
As
with
opposed
both
to the front
hands,
of your
and you
ass,
kind of pull.
Okay.
That way all the feces fall into the bag.
Now, Sloan, what happens if you put it on the front of your ass?
Where your cock is?
Well,
You don't want to pee in it. Well, I guess you could pee in it, but, this is the shit bag.
All right, okay. I guess the piss bag will be coming.
Now, this is how it works, okay? Now, you got to make sure that you got a good pull.
Yeah.
A good pull.
Okay, now...
You pull it on your butt while shitting in the bag?
No, you got... hold on, I got to squeeze it in now. Okay, now... No, the bags have two plastic handles.
All right.
And what you do is you basically put your hands down by your sides while grabbing the bag, and you hold, and then you squat, ever so gently. You don't want to sit there, like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing box squats. Goes, I can't believe I'm going to shit in a bag. I want to do that. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate the Sloan shit bag.
Okay, drum roll, please.
I don't have one ready.
Sloan was a little constipated that day.
Sounds like a rape I was involved in once.
Sounds like he's giving birth. Are you okay, sir?
Hold on. God damn it, God! Jesus! Okay. I'm lightheaded. Oh God.
Yeah, it sounded like a lot of work.
Now the Sloan. Now I didn't mention this. I didn't mention this on the mailing list, but the new revolutionary Sloan shit bag 2002 has a paper towel taped to the front of it. So when you want to wipe, you wipe right then and there.
Oh, well, what a revolution!
Wait, alive. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Hold on.
We're bleeding.
So, Brian, does it answer all your questions about the Sloan shit bag there? Any further questions?
No.
I'm all up to date.
Yeah.
I had to unmute my phone first.
Yeah, and Captain Obvious said...
You didn't want to hear me participate.
Oh, you found a bag, did you?
Damn, dude.
Oh, that's just wonderful. That's just...
Read it, baby, read it.
Yes. So going back to when Sloan was asking his mother why she spawned him, Captain Obvious said she didn't have a condom. So that would have been the perfect response if only Sloan's mother thought of that.
That's great.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, that's the answer to all the problems there. We just need to distribute more Sloan shit bags.
Yes, we do.
You've heard that ad where
Yes.
Captain Obvious says that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we talked about that last week and the week
hilarious
before. Yeah,
that they're actually getting away with it. Yeah,
that is.
Exactly.
That's great, and it's so true, and it's educational.
Too bad the microwave one's is too long.
Sorry, what was that, Venison?
No, it says too bad the microwave one is too long.
Yeah, well, that was the beginning of the microwave one. That's how the microwave starts, because that's when I still think the funniest part of the bit was what started the whole microwave thing was after he's finished promoting the ship bag. He goes, "Oh, by the way, I jacked off in the microwave and put it on 2 minutes and 26 seconds, and it turned brown." And then hangs up the phone, and the next 3 minutes straight consists of nothing but Damon's laughter. And let's,
I think I tuned in that night.
Yeah, let's see if I can find that moment. Just that little moment.
One of the first times I've ever tuned in.
Oh, man. You got bad. Now, you take the 2 plastic tops. Put it in the garbage.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
everybody that's listening to, right?
I'm just going to skip ahead a little here.
Pay a nickel.
Hey.
Oh. Holy shit. Oh.
Are you okay, sir?
I had a Philly steak sandwich for lunch today.
All right. I should know where we find it, because we'll hear David's laughter.
Lay off that shit bag. Now do the idea instead of slow. You'd have to read.
Oh, hello.
Even turned on 2 minutes and it turned.
Oh, here it is.
No.
I just.
We got a call. Hello.
Hey guys.
Yes.
This is Sloan.
No.
I just jerked off in the microwave and turned on 2 minutes and it turned brown. Okay, that's it. Bye.
I think I might have found someone that just makes me shake my head.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he did me too.
and that's where he starts calling back, and people start suggesting putting things in the microwave. So that was.
Oh God.
Boy, Lulu, that's a classic right there. That's.
I know.
He was the only one I couldn't parody. I actually had to congratulate him. You are Sloan. Nobody could top you. I'm done.
The thing is, though, is shit in the microwave is really Sloan's second best bit.
Second best?
Yeah. You know what his best bit was.
What?
Hello, NHB.
Hello, my name is Sloan.
Wait. He's not hosting a guy. Not right now, he is.
No.
I'm on hiatus, you stupid idiot.
Host of the hiatus show.
Host of hiatus.
Host of the hiatus, because everybody's been saying, Sloan, I'm so sorry. I miss you. And I'm like, I'm taking a vacation, you duck.
Yeah. All right. What can we do for you, Sloan?
I would like to do something different.
Yeah.
I would like to do some Sloan horoscopes.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was listening to the automation today, and I was listening to the fucking horoscope thing, and I was like, I can do that. Hey.
All right, you need 12 of them, right, Sloan?
That's one less than 9, huh?
Sure. Go ahead. Go for it.
Go do it.
I just want to hear what signs he has.
I got the right signs.
Stop,
God damn it. I need some background music. Play the piano, you duck.
All right, it's not hooked up.
It's not hooked up.
Well, then hum.
Hum?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll get you some music.
What the hell is this, Gregorian chant? Shut up, Dave.
Fuck you.
You love to.
Yes. He wouldn't go back to women, right?
God damn it. I'll be the best piece of ass you ever got.
Hey, just because you're in New York doesn't mean I can't drive up there and whoop your ass.
Good. Come up here and get me. I live in hell.
All right. You know his other half isn't home.
Yeah, I know.
That's when he was with Mariah.
Loud.
Yeah.
The master wasn't there to put him down.
All right. Sloan, I got your background music. It's appropriate horoscope style music. You ready?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello, my name is Sloan, host of the God himself. And these are your horoscopes for
for November 27th, 1978. Wait, no, wait. That was yesterday. Today is December 1st, 2004. Aries. Great money will come to you and your family this Christmas season, but only if you get a kick out of rolling homeless people and then laughing at them.
Okay.
Your lucky number is H. Leo. Watch towards the middle of the month when you accidentally fall off a 55-story building headfirst into a thumbtack while riding a bicycle with no seat.
Okay.
Oh, and you'll develop cancer and AIDS on the way down.
Oh.
And you'll be on fire.
I can't eat a cookie while he does this. I'm gonna choke.
Your lucky number is green. Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, okay.
Sagittarius. Being a Sagittarius means your parents probably fucked in March. Nobody cares about you.
Oh!
Okay. I can't breathe.
Taurus. Being a Taurus means you share the same sign as a popular Ford model of a car. And trying to make your pee-pee hole bigger by sticking it into a bandsaw will help you bring great happiness to yourself. I wouldn't try that, by the way.
This is a non-endorsed. Okay. I'm gonna puke. No, you better not.
Talk about a dipstick. Okay, Virgo. You share your sign with other people born during this time.
No shit. Oh, great.
Your neighbors share photos of you shitting on an 8-year-old deaf child.
What?
Your lucky number is smegma. Capricorn. You might happen if you know what happens if I make you 3 different colors?
What?
You could be a Capra candy corn.
Oh God.
Fuck, okay. I need to get laid. Your lucky number is an integer.
It's an integer.
Gemini. Gemini means you have 2 different personalities. That explains why every person you've ever gone out with has pulled a gun on a cop just to commit police suicide. Your lucky number is I really wanna shine. Libra. You can make a pile of shit commit suicide. Think about that. Shit is kind of dead, you know. Fuck off and stop paying elderly retarded men to pee in your mouth.
Oh, Jesus.
Your lucky number is teriyaki. Aquarius. Drink as often as you can and enjoy your insecurities until you find a decent job. Your lucky number doesn't exist, asshole.
Oh, that sucks. That's mean. That was me. I'm a fucking Aquarius.
You have no lucky number.
I have no lucky number.
You're unlucky in number.
Neither do I. All right, Cancer. You have cancer. You will die tomorrow searching your asshole for your boss's car keys. Your lucky numbers are P and U. Scorpio. Since you are a Scorpio, you have an advantage when people fuck with you. Just put your arms up in front of your face, jump twice, and you will rip your face off and breathe fire. Then your name will be broadcasted along with the words, wins. Your lucky number is Shang Tsung.
What the hell?
And finally, Pisces.
Okay.
Keep your head up, but remember, rat poison together is bad. But separately, they were 2 great 80s bands.
What's my lucky number?
Microsoft Notepad.
There you go. Sloan's horoscopes. I think that was his funniest bit right there.
Well, yeah, that was
Microsoft
pretty good.
notepads.
I never heard that.
You never heard that?
No, I'm serious.
Oh my! I can't believe you never heard that.
Oh shit! The one piece I didn't hear.
Damon always said that he felt that one was better than shit in the microwave, and for me, it's a tough call because shit in the microwave has been so overplayed. You kind of, you got to be in the mood for it. Whereas this one, it's shorter and it's got a lot of different jokes in it. So I see the point. I think Sloan's horoscopes might just edge out shit in the microwave a little bit.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I already got something I learned today.
Oh, what did you learn? Or we would have saved that. We should save that.
No. We got to just throw it out there.
Okay.
Sloan is funnier than all four of us.
You're just learning this?
Hey, I haven't heard that one from him.
Oh my God. Yes, Sloan.
We probably need to get Sloan on the show.
That could happen. That very well. I do have somewhat some kind of. I did recently befriend him on Facebook because I'm still trying to figure out how to make a podcast to tell the story of this network. But that's such a challenge to do it right. But Sloan has agreed to be some part of that. So I don't know if that's going to be in the role of interview or what, but yes. So I am in contact with Sloan, so we could probably give him the call in one of these weeks.
Oh damn! I lost my only contact with Sloan when AIM went away.
Sloan 2189 on AOL Instant Messenger.
Wow.
Well, he's on Facebook.
Yeah.
You have a Facebook account.
Yeah. But I don't know if I wanted to put him on it.
Why not?
Well, partially too radical. And second of all, well, I did get to talking to him a lot. And, well, long story short, no.
Okay.
What? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, it takes too long to explain. He's all right, but he can be annoying.
He is in an area that is a fan of Trump, and he too is. But that should not be any reason to not talk to someone.
I did not even know that.
Oh, that's not what it is about. It's not about politics. It's not about political.
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, he is an extreme personality, and I think he's always.
Yes.
But that could be fun.
Not when he gets to the depressing stuff.
Well,
just pick and choose what to read.
You just gotta, keep him on the right topic.
I don't know where this is going.
I don't know either, so I'm gonna back away from this. And
not. So can't pry anymore because I'd rather not.
How about we not go down this road?
Oh,
right. Next topic.
Next topic. Yeah.
I don't know what the next topic is. What is the next topic? Somebody help me with
Brian.
this. I don't know what we're doing.
Brian hasn't come up with a topic yet this week. Lulu sent us some stories. I talked about my record player. Sloan.
So why does Lulu not have a rant?
Well, I don't have a rant this week.
Well, last week's topic was Lulu has a rant, and then this week when I hit live, I realized I didn't type up a topic. So the quickest thing to do was to just add a word to last week's topic to make it accurate. So that's why Lulu doesn't have a rant.
Ooh, 3 more minutes for ribs.
What?
For what?
Barbecued ribs in 3 minutes.
Damn. Can we come?
No, that's disgusting. I know they're.
Can we visit you? Can we visit you?
No.
Okay.
No, he doesn't share.
Evidently.
He doesn't like to share.
Except for his neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That's why.
Okay, I have to
This stuff
agree
is
with
fucking
Venison on this.
great.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce is the fucking bomb.
Oh, you get it up
Really?
there too?
Yeah, it's fucking delicious.
Where do you get it?
Oh, yes. It is.
From the store?
Like Trader Joe's or what?
Yeah. I can get it from Walmart.
Oh,
And
from Walmart.
Safeway.
Regular supermarkets, dude.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe because I just didn't recognize it. So it's called.
It's called Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray.
Yeah.
That stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I'm going to take it out of the oven right now.
Well, it sounds good. But we are reaching that time where we do really need to start talking about what we learned. So we'll just go ahead and spend the next 5 minutes going over that. Whoop, that came up loud. Because we do try to be educational here every week. We try to learn a little something. You know, like, for example, Brian learned that Sloan is funnier than the four of us. But we should go around the room and say, what, you know, because we've been through so much these past 2 hours together. And so we'll start with Venison. What have you learned this week?
He's away at the moment getting his ribs.
Oh, boo. Lulu, what have you learned this week?
I've learned. I don't know what I've learned. I've learned a lot of things.
All right.
I've learned that you're a hoarder of old stuff, and your hobby. I hope it's good for you, but I think it's gonna collect dust.
Oh no, I got this thing apart. I got a plan to clean it up and put it together, and I'm gonna use it. I'm already buying 45s for it. Because I have tons of 45s, but I want to get time period correct 45s for this. So I need to get 45s from the 1949, early 50s that would have played on a machine like this. Because I'm nuts like that. Brian.
Because wait, current 45s won't play on it?
Well, I mean, they will, but, you know, it's about the time period. What would have people listened to? What would people play on the machine?
So you're talking about the whole presentation.
Right. You know, this is a 1949 RCA 45 player. People didn't, you know, what were people playing on these machines when they were active, when they were current? That's
when they were driving around in the 49 Chevys. Right?
Right, although it's not a car player, but okay. that works.
Well, you had the car too, right? Not just at the same time.
But yeah, you know, because that's why I like with these antique radios using them in an appropriate way for the time period they were in. Right. You know, playing a 1950s 78 on a 19-teens crank-up player is kind of a misnomer, or, you know, is that would that word work for that? It's kind of, you know, it's not.
It's just not right.
It's just kind of not. But then again, that's not necessarily true, because a lot of people did hold on to these things, and it was expensive to buy a new electric player. So it very well may have been.
So for the radio part, are you collecting old radio shows old radio shows from the late 40s to go along with that?
Well, my radios are from the early 40s, but I don't really have a large collection of radio shows, and I don't really have a way to easily transmit radio shows to the radio because I don't really have line inputs. I did buy an AM transmitter to try to see if that was a way I could transmit other audio to these radios so it would still work in its way, and I could, control what audio
that
goes
would
to
be
it.
cool, yeah.
But the quality of the transmitter I got has proven to not be quite. It's got a bit of a noise to it, which. But it's something I've been playing around with.
So you think that old radio didn't have any noise?
In addition to the noise of the radio, there's a noise on the transmitter, so there's more noise.
I'm sorry for the rain.
Should have went FM. That Radio Shack wireless FM microphone was good for that.
Oh, Mr. Microphone. From Ronco.
No, not Mr. Microphone. No, it wasn't Mr. He had to solder wires to it, but it worked.
Yeah, I had one of those. It worked.
Put a nice
there
on.
is a
I
archive.
was able to get it about 3/4 of a mile as a bootleg AM station. So I was able to do radio shows throughout the entire neighborhood.
Okay. Anyways, Brian, will you talk about what you learned, or were you? We need to ask Brian what else he learned, because.
Well, I learned that Amazon carries that barbecue sauce.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, so that's positive rather than the other one that's a little bit negative that we were talking about.
and Venison, what have you learned?
His barbecue is good.
That too. But it's also, I've learned just how geeky you really are.
What now?
Just how geeky you really are.
Oh, okay. I thought you said kinky. I was like, what?
That too.
Oh, hell no.
Because we all know Venison is the kinky one on the show. But we're not going to go into that. And I've learned that Lulu... I learned how Lulu got a dog when she was younger. She found...
no.
Yeah, you found the dog. And the owners wouldn't take it. And so that's how you got a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I took away from that, was that you got stuck with the dog after the person wouldn't claim their dog, and you raised it as your own. That's what happened,
Yes.
right? Yes.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yes.
And then it turned into a lawnmower.
Yes.
Oh.
And his name was Scruffy.
And its name was Scruffy. I forgot about Scruffy. Yes.
Of course.
And I can't find that call.
Oh, that's too bad.
I can't find that call. It is so... Okay, if you type in Little Evil Neo, nothing really comes up anymore. There used to be like 3 or 4 pages, and now there's only 2. My name is being deleted from the internet. It is sad.
Let's see. Little Evil official trailer comes up.
LILEVILNEO. It's all one word.
Ah. Did you mean Little Evilla? No.
No.
But no. I know. I see it. I feel pretty, and then the other 2 that you shared with me. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, they might turn up again someday somewhere when you're running
Maybe.
for public office. But
Oh God. No. It's not like I'm gonna be running for public office anytime soon, anyways.
Well, you ran for president once. For like that. No, we submitted your name for president.
I would love that if I can start a campaign.
Oh man, I wonder if we still have that ad that Venison made for you. That was great. That was
Oh, wow.
Remember that ad?
I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
ran
don't.
across that last month.
I can't find it though. I don't know where
Okay,
I saved
next
that
time.
one.
Next time we will play that ad.
All right, but in the meantime, be sure to. We should see if we have anyone to raid on the Twitch there, just in case anyone happens to be tuned in. We may have to do a raid. So let's.
Ed plays jazz.
What's that?
Ed plays jazz.
and plays jazz. I don't know. Let's use live right now. Let's see. Or Kill Lily, Fail Army, Shweddy. Ray Rachel's live. And she's probably doing some body painting. And, the Elephant Ballet is live. Should we do Ray Rachel or the Elephant Ballet?
Elephant Ballet.
Okay. We'll do that. Alright, so let me get back over here.
Oh yeah, I bookmarked them. Didn't favorite them though.
Let me make sure I spelled that right.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh, well, they're fun. Anyways, we're going to go raid the Elephant Ballet if you're watching on Twitch. And wherever you're watching, be sure to check out ADHD Radio tomorrow night with Vamp and Chicken Fingers. And I think the Trade Dog Hour comes on at some point on Thursday. Annihilation Principle with Love's Eating Muff is on there, too. And the Goddamn Show with Sloan. Oh, wait, none of these shows are on anymore. But Saturday night, the 5 Hit with Dune. And Sunday, Dune and Bob Show with Dune and Johnny. And we'll be back here next week. Thank you for listening. Good night.